Ukraine waited for Russian generals to enter. Then 900-kilogram JDAM bombs meet tunnel base. Good evening. We begin tonight with a dramatic development on the battlefield in Ukraine. On August 10th, at exactly 3:25 p.m., a group of high-ranking Russian commanders gathered inside what they believed to be a secure underground command center near Kherson. Confident in the safety of their three-level bunker, the officers were planning troop deployments, unaware that every move had already been tracked for months by Ukrainian intelligence. At the same time, a Ukrainian F-16 fighter jet sat on a mobile runway. Its mission? To strike the very heart of Russia's command structure with pinpoint precision. Loaded with two 900-kilogram JDAM-ER bombs, the jet was configured for one of the most complex and dangerous operations of the war. This was no ordinary airstrike. The pilot had to fly just 50 to 60 meters above ground, barely skimming the earth, to stay below radar detection. Each vibration of the jet required delicate corrections. Surveillance drones and decoys were launched in parallel, cluttering Russian radars with false signals and optical illusions. At 3:21 p.m., Russian air defenses detected something. A warning tone lit up the cockpit. The F-16 had been painted by radar. A surface-to-air missile was fired. The pilot released a tow decoy, executed a high-risk maneuver, and evaded the missile. That was the opening Ukraine needed. Moments later, the F-16 popped up to 2,000 meters, just long enough to release its bombs. Within seconds, both JDAM-ERs separated, their wings deploying like gliders, guided by GPS and inertial navigation systems immune to Russian jamming.
At 3:27 p.m., the first bomb slammed into the ventilation shaft of the underground bunker. With a delayed fuse, the warhead penetrated deep before exploding, collapsing corridors, cutting off power, and unleashing a lethal pressure wave. Seconds later, the second bomb struck, finishing the destruction. Inside the bunker were 25 Russian officers, including battalion commanders, staff chiefs, planners, and engineers. None survived. The Russian chain of command on the Kherson front collapsed instantly. The F-16, meanwhile, returned to its hidden runway just 17 minutes after takeoff, untracked, undamaged, and silent. The consequences were immediate. For 8 hours, Russian artillery fire was delayed, supply convoys were frozen, drone flights were grounded. Without new orders, frontline troops sat idle. In fact, Ukrainian pressure continued for 3 days while Russian units scrambled to re-establish command. Communications broke down, orders were duplicated, and some units were unable to fire at all. Satellite imagery later confirmed the destruction: a hole over 3 meters deep, total collapse of the structure, and the elimination of Russia's senior leadership in the sector. Military analysts say the strike demonstrates the strategic power of JDAM-ER munitions, bombs that don't just destroy surface targets, but penetrate deep underground, collapsing structures from within. With mobile runways, upgraded pod systems, and improved pilot training, Ukraine has now made this tactic a new standard of warfare.
The psychological impact has been just as significant. Russian officers are now pulling their command posts deeper underground, delaying decision-making and slowing coordination. What was once a secure environment has become a vulnerability. In just one mission, a single F-16 with a single pair of bombs disrupted an entire battalion, reshaped the front line, and showcased Ukraine's evolving air power. Tonight, the message is clear. Ukraine's precision strikes are no longer just about hitting targets. They're about breaking the very backbone of Russian command. Stay with us. We'll continue to monitor developments as this story unfolds.
At 15:25 on August 10, 2025, Russian commanders convene underground near Kherson, believing their location undetected, while a Ukrainian F-16 readies for launch. Ukraine had monitored this facility for months, mapping antenna clusters, comms hubs, ingress-egress routes, and supply points without Russian awareness. The F-16 mission required a low-altitude, radar-evasive approach, precise millimeter-level corrections, and a brief pop-up climb to release two 454-kilogram JDAM-ER bombs. The aircraft was heavily equipped: delayed fuse bombs, chaff pod, AIM-120s, EW receivers and decoys, extra fuel tanks, bombs programmed with GPS-INS targeting and toss swing profiles, exploiting radar horizon limits at 50 to 60-meter altitude. UAV decoys and jamming delayed radar detection. At 15:21, radar warning was received, followed by SAM launch and decoy deployment. The missile failed to hit, enabling the critical pop-up. F-16 climbed to 2,000 meters to extend JDAM-ER glide range. Delayed fuse ensured explosion deep underground via pressure shock collapse of corridors and ventilation shafts. Bomb struck near ventilation axis at 15:27, collapsing the three-level bunker, killing all 25 Russian military personnel inside, including senior commanders and planners. F-16 quickly returned to mobile runway within 17 minutes undetected. The loss of command center disrupted Russian operations. Supply, planning, frontline orders ceased for 8 hours. The command vacuum caused chaos, halted artillery, stalled relocations, frozen logistics. Backup command far away, with manual data transfer and communication issues lasting 72 hours. The mission drove tactical evolution: mobile bases, redundant fuel supply, updated pods and software, faster mission computations, training enhancements, improved jammer and fuse systems, setting a new Ukraine F-16 JDAM-ER strike standard.